right, guys. I'm out here in Fort Worth at Mowrer Arena as the UNT women's basketball team gets ready to extend their postseason quest. They'll be taking on the TCU Horned Frogs in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. Tonight, they'll be looking to make that up and bring home some more hardware. Well, for now, I'll send it back to the desk, but be ready for a big matchup that I'll be previewing later on in the show. Guys? I'm here at the Super Pit where the 2023 NIT champions get ready to tip off, and there's plenty for fans to be excited for tonight as it's a game full of firsts.
Well, Drew, did you watch the Masters play at the Masters this weekend?
Of course I did, and the Masters, Scotty the Chef Scheffler was cooking. But let's check in with our sports anchor, Trey Francis, who's out at Lovelace Stadium here at UNT to hear all about it. Trey, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Paisley. Well, it's March, and that means one thing. The madness has begun. Well, almost. There's expected to be around 40 million brackets filled out, and most will probably be busted by the end of the week, including mine. I gotta be honest.
40 million? That is
Yes.
insane.
Moving somewhere new can be difficult, especially when home seems worlds away. Meet this student athlete who's journeyed thousands of miles to further her athletic career and make her mark on the court. Most American athletes take the same approach to reach the professional level: high school, college, selection draft, and finally a pro career. In other countries, however, some athletes jump right into preparing for the professional level at a young age. Texas Women's University's Duda Dutra began that journey at just 13 years old.
When I was 13, I moved to Belo Horizonte, which is like the main city of Minas Gerais. So I moved to Belo Horizonte to play volleyball. And my parents came with me when I moved, and now they live there.
Moving to a different city is one thing, but moving to a different country is a whole nother experience.
So I think the major difference for me is that I can study here, and studying here is a priority, while in Brazil it wasn't. While here is like, we want you to be a good player, and I mean, of course we want you to play pro if you want to, but like the academics come with it.
For most college students, home is just a few hours away, whether that's by car or by plane. But for Duda, it's a little more complicated than that, and it feels like she's worlds apart from her family and her home.
I was missing home like a lot. I was totally homesick. But at the same time, it's a good thing because you're growing, right? You're getting mature, you're trying to develop new skills, and I mean, you're becoming a new person.
ntTV News, I'm Drew Mowrer. It's so heartwarming to see how Duda has paved her way as a rising star right here in our backyard.
How's everything looking out there?
Well, I'll tell you what, I got some free merch, so I'm feeling good. Well, even on Halloween, team spirit is alive and well, especially if you play for Prosper Rock Hill High School. The Blue Hawks do a Halloween game every year, and I gotta say, it's quite a hit with the squad. Check it out. At Rock Hill High, spooky batting practice is a yearly tradition. The brains behind the operation, Coach Sean Stanton.
So I noticed something online probably 6-7 years ago when I was a coach at Prosper, and saw some college team do it. We decided to adopt it, and then we brought it over here to Rock Hill.
Safe. I'm just out here enjoying myself in a costume, but for these students, it's more than just a costume party.
I mean, it's awesome. Baseball's not really a sport. They usually find that. It's kind of grow school spirit and also team spirit.
This year, for the first time ever, the softball team is joining in on the festivities.
It's really fun to be able to like combine with baseball and like have some fun and do like games and other things with them, and not always just playing softball and doing drills.
I think this is really important because it gets them out of their shell, gets them out of like softball, like how they are out on the field. It's a chance for them to show their personality through costumes and just how they are with different people and how they interact in different ways.
For the kids, their favorite part? Showing off their ridiculous costumes.
Well, I mean, it's a duck, and then I found a duck shirt. But I don't know, it's just a duck with headphones.
For ntTV News, I'm Drew Mowrer. Bowling lanes around the country are packed with families every day, but one sticks out among the rest. Chris Barnes and his family are bowling icons, but their story goes much deeper than the sport they love. These AMF bowling lanes have been Chris's home alley for a majority of his career. But for Chris, it goes beyond just these lanes. Chris's son Troy was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at just 6 years old. But for the Barnes family, it was an obstacle they could overcome.
It was pretty wild when we actually found out about Troy. We were actually at Disney World, and at the end he was so tired and he was having to go to the restroom all the time. That's when we found out, and our world kind of turned upside down, and we became expert label readers, among other things.
15 years later, Troy has made the journey to college. Being on his own, however, has presented a new challenge.
It's the first time in my life I'm on my own. If anything happens, it's up to me to figure it out. So obviously that pressure is nerve-wracking at times.
You know, you just feel so helpless. You know, we can't really change it. We can help him along, but we can't even, you know, once you get to a certain age, you have to take on all that burden and you live with it every day.
Chris and his family have helped, though, using their platform to create a fundraiser in support of those dealing with type 1 diabetes.
You know, it was a way for us to be able to raise some money and feel better about it, contributing towards hopefully a cure.
Seeing the amount of work that, you know, my mom and dad both put into it, being there at the event and seeing how many people showed up and how much money was raised, and just the outreach was incredible.
Troy has now picked up and gotten the bug a little bit, bowling down at SFA, and he started to bowl as a 298 game, a 299 game, and I think it won't be long before he shoots 300.
ntTV News, I'm Drew Mowrer.